2 minutes until the gardens are open. We want to do the exorcism for Olivia Darcy, but we don't have the item required from her husband because the game expects that this will be something we will get from Miss Deane. So I was going to see if I can spend those 2 minutes maybe talk and analyze with Mr. Finn, the druid, because while he's already excluded from the investigation for his inability to write, he may have some insights into the happenings in the manor and some of the mythology. So let's analyze him first. Big beard, wild hair and beard. He looks to be living in a hermit's lifestyle. Crown, a roughly made crown of wood and leather. Staff, a yew branch with the simplest of ornamentation, but he carries it proudly. Ornate belt. His belt is quite eye-catching. Okay? So that's all about his analysis. And we've unlocked folk healing in the library.
Ah, there you are now.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but do I know you?
Haha, no, I never said such. Just plainly, there you are, and you are.
He's just stating the facts.
You have me there, sir.
Sir, I'm no knight. I'm done enough in, and you can call me such. I'm a proud traveller protector of these lands.
Noted. I am Declan Ward. Also, not a knight.
I am also not a knight.
Haha, good to meet you, lad.
I take it that you've come for the séance.
Ah, yes and no. I'm here because of the séance, but not for it.
Or is he worried about it being dangerous for the land, so he's here trying to protect the land and the people?
I have no urge to speak to the dead. I doubt they have much comfort to offer up. What interests me is those people who want to speak to the dead. How they intend to do it, and more, what they will be doing afterwards to clean up their mess. These rich people, they think because they force themselves on these lands they can do what they want to them? It won't stand. The land won't let it, and neither will I.
Okay, well, I know it's 10, but while we're here... Oh, apparently we're too close to the next hour to do it, so does something happen at 10?
I should go.
Only do something if you want. Not because you should.
Okay. It's 10 now. Is there some event going to occur? Ooh, something appeared on the door?
Oh, please.
A Bible quote?
You think this is the first time I have had scripture nailed to my door? And Leviticus 20:27? This is not even original. I think I know who did this. I will have to talk with her. But for now, I need a moment to sit.
Does she know well? Well, I assume that might be our next game suggested investigation. Hair. Who could she be talking about? And what does the Bible verse mean? Clearly someone in this hotel has bad blood with Miss Mantovani. She thinks it's a woman. Could it even be Miss Deane? And that knife. Something tells me they're not likely to stop at threats. Okay, so the flyer, she's taking it away, and this is her bedroom. Actually, we're neighbors. Maybe if I listen in the walls, maybe I can hear something. Okay, so it just tells us someone's inside, so we couldn't break in. And she's gone in, so we can't speak to her about it or anything like that. Okay. Well, I guess we're not investigating that quite yet in terms of, like, she's not asking us to do it. Well, no one here is supposed to know we're a detective either, right? Only Mr. Toussaint, because he blackmailed us about it. Well, I was going to talk to him more, but now I'm like, well, I guess the gardens are open and the game interrupted us, the conversation, because they wanted to do the hour cutscenes, so... Fine then, I am going to the gardens, as was my plan all along. So, this is where the trail of knocked over things was leading, so this is where Miss Deane was stumbling about. This is also where I suspect that treasure map document will lead that she had in her room. This one. Start in the garden in autumn. Walk east to the junction, then north of there, turn west and walk 2 junctions and then south for 1. It is kept behind the corner store, which is then seen when you face the stairs. Yeah, so I think this will be here because the garden sounds like a good place to be doing this kind of stuff, and there's like pathways between the various areas. Mr. O'Meara is here as well, and as we've learned last time, he's into some spooky stuff as well, so we may want to talk to him about that before we go down and look for the treasure. But I'm also like, is there anything on this sort of balcony out? There's crows. Can't look at them. There's a side gate. I assume it's locked. This leads perhaps to the Blake private residence. The hinges are rusted over. It hasn't seen use in some time. Okay. I wonder if we will need to break into the private residence or not. Interestingly, there's a door to the ballroom and it says we could enter, but the map says it's closed. Yeah, so we're not getting in there until the ball. Well then. Why is this stone like raised in this corner? Is this something? Is this nothing? Well, nothing happens if we stand on it, so I'm gonna go with nothing. Let's talk to Mr. O'Meara and talk to him about his weird doings. Let's analyze him. Shifty eyes, distracted look in eyes. Something about his eyes gives me the impression he's only half in the room. Yeah, he's thinking about his angels. Got some powder on his pocket. Powder stain. There are traces of a white substance around his pocket. Walks leaning on a cane. He's leaning on that cane for support. The way he's standing leaves no doubt. And well dressed. Expensive attire, but nothing flashy. He's wealthy, but doesn't care if people know it or not. Okay, so rich boy with potential some habits, and definitely habits for trying to see angels. Was his mystery so far. So yeah, we've been in his room when we've unlocked his stuff, and we know he also had some dealing with Miss Deane, so we can ask about her.
You again?
You again? So suspicious. Would you like to tell me about Evelyn Deane? Have you by chance met Miss Deane? She was in your diary, so don't lie to me. Have I? I mightn't have shown my face if I knew Evelyn was here, but why should I suffer for her lack of decorum? Okay, so they were no longer friendly. Last time I thought she may have seen the wife of the man she was having an affair with, but apparently she wasn't also in good standing with him, so who knows who the person she didn't want to see was. Miss Deane turned down a marriage proposal I made her a year or two ago, and there was not a second thought to it. It would have been one thing if it was just an offer of convenience, but I thought, I was stupid enough to ask if she'd mind me switching to room 16, you know, just to be near her. At least I was there to overhear her and Miss Quinn arguing in the corridor the other evening. Honestly, quarantine needs to let it go. Evelyn just makes use of people. It's just how she is. Yeah, we're learning more and more that Evelyn was just going around having weird relationships with different people, an affair with a married man, some going-ons with this guy where clearly he thought they could get married, something else with this other woman. So yeah, she was definitely in a bunch of potential situations that could have led to her disappearance. Or no, she disappeared herself and is plotting something. Would you like to talk about angels? I know they're your favorite. What do you know about angels, Mr. O'Meara? What a question. Plenty if you must know. The Lord's servants sent now and then to interfere and minister in our earthly matters. Messengers of the higher power. Not existing as we do, but as incorporeal beings just beyond understanding. They're beings of light and the very essence of all that's good, and very seldom seen, maybe for that reason. If only I could say otherwise. I could swear there's one with me, but I can seldom reach it. Okay, well, he might be haunted and he thinks it's an angel. Do you know... Well, you clearly know about the Enochian magic because you've been using it, but can you tell me about it? What do you know about the Enochian magic, Mr. O'Meara? Oh, you've been talking to people, have you? Did they send you to me? Well, I'm no lecturer, but the gist of this is something like, it is its own magical discipline, using rituals and ceremonies to speak to angels and their like. It was all developed some time ago, and it does work, not so often as I would like, but you make do. Angels don't speak our language exactly, which is entirely another thing. But there are ways to work around that. It is almost enough just to have them answer. Almost, but they don't stay for very long. I would know. Okay, so can we from this assume that he is a magic user, right? He is able to do magic. So have you been having any strange dreams? I could swear this place is giving me the strangest dreams. Really? I haven't noticed anything like that. I don't think so anyway. What's a strange dream when your dreams are always strange? But I can see how this place could inspire them. It's just that something doesn't feel quite right here. Or maybe I'm just hungover. Okay, so not everyone is having the same dreams, but something is going on because we've been having a weird dream. Someone put a sigil that we seen in our dream under Mrs. Deane's bed. Okay, I think that's it for now.
Mr. O'Meara.
We don't have anything to solve with you right now, but it just gave us a little bit of extra info. Now, what is going in here? There's something in this bush, more of the trail, torn cloth. Some torn material, thick cotton with some sides of decoration. A nitrous, perhaps. If so, then perhaps Miss Deane ventured through these gardens, yes. So that's more of that trail evidence. Can we see anything else? Okay, we've got directions here for when we're trying to follow the treasure. And there are doors on each side of the gardens, crows on various things. Oh, there it is, more of the cloth. And there's a hedge maze further on. So that might be even further where the treasure is. Some torn material, thick cotton. Yeah. So she went through here. Did she go to the hedge maze then? Because looking around here, I'm not seeing any more cloth on the bushes, so we may have to go further. Okay, we have the chapel and graveyard only open Sunday, so we won't be able to go there until the next day. And we have the private residence abandoned. I assume that's something to do with the fact that the wife of the Marquess has died, and therefore he might be like not using parts of the house anymore and just neglecting it in general. Okay, can we go into the hedge maze then and continue our investigation of the trail? Yes, there is a slipper print, small. One shoe came off in the mud. Where was she going? Okay, there's actually a proper set of footprints here as well. Another boot footprints. They have sunken into the ground. Whoever was standing here was for a while. Okay, so someone was watching. From their placements, they seem to be following the other person around the maze. Did she just go straight through here? Oh, there is something on the ground here. A key to number 11. And this is, yeah, a foot with no slipper and a foot with slipper. A key. It doesn't look strong enough for a door, perhaps for some sort of locker. Okay, we found a locker key. There was something about changing rooms, so it might be for that when I can locate them. And then this continues for here. Again, boot prints standing here. Creepy statues. Yep. So they were waiting here later. And then we've got more pieces of clothing. Like, by the time she was done through here, like, she was wearing almost nothing. A piece of nitrous caught in the maze. Okay, through here. And then here, maybe? Not seeing anything more. Okay, we've got a little courtyard. Some dirty water, but no more evidence pieces. Gonna get lost in this maze. Okay, back to this corner with this piece of cloth. Okay, so if we go straight from now, because this is, I think, no, this is not a plan, it's just more. Okay, but let's try going straight from here. More footprints. From the spacing and weight of these impressions, they're not from somebody moving fast. They seem labored. Yes, she was stumbling about. And that's again her one barefoot and one slipper foot. More fabric. The hedge is crushed in as if it hit with force. A part of a dress seems to have torn off. More footprints here. I don't think I have to look at every single instance, so it's just a bunch of crows and a sigil. Was she sealed away? Because we have her one footprint and the boot prints, and then petals arranged in a sigil. Petals from those plants around here. Okay, well, let's take a look. What is this? I've seen this symbol before, haven't I? Yes, the under the bed. That's what it gave us. So maybe we'll be able to see a memory this time as well. Yep, she was here, stumbling. Oh, being taken by a ghost. Led away by a mysterious spirit. Another memory. But what was that thing with Miss Deane? It was too large to be a person and transparent. Well, we've learned about the Irish mystical beings that were supposed to be twice the size of a human, which would make sense with the proportions there. Was it leading her through the maze? If so, to where? Was it another ghost or something else? And who was the person watching it all? Was that the culprit observing their deeds? Wait, what's that sound? Yeah, something like clicked. Is someone about to walk us? Oh no, that's just the bellboy drinking something from a tiny vial.
Oh.
Doyle's doping. Oh.
Well, what were you going to say to the manager? Hardly likes me anyway.
Well, I mean, I might not say anything if you can be useful.
Can I help you, or whatever it is you want out here?
I'm just going in a maze. What are you doing?
I'm Doyle, by the way. The porter. We met, but he didn't bother to say hello.
What do you mean I didn't bother? I spoke to you, right? Or maybe I just analyzed him, like I just kind of stared at him in silence and then went away, and he's like, wow, rude. Yeah, what you got there?
Well, I'm not letting you have any, if that's what you're at. God knows, this stuff's hard enough to get already. Anything decent is.
And what are you doing here?
I'm less likely to be bothered when I'm on my break. Not completely safe, though, apparently. Well, from the likes of you.
Well, is that how you speak to the guests? I'm just on the grounds and you're here being rude.
Other people seem to forget that anyone could be in here at all. When they take their arguments outside, forget they might be heard.
Well, maybe if you tell me what you've been hearing, then I won't tell the manager what you've been doing.
Have you heard anything interesting? Tell me what you heard, and I promise this encounter stays between us.
Yeah, good thinking.
Fine. Deane.
Evelyn Deane.
Her. Last Tuesday, work was quiet, so I slipped out here. I overheard her having a fight about something.
Something what? Yeah, what was it about?
I don't know. Since we're good pals now, I'll tell you that I did try to get closer, but it was too risky. Probably some of this magic stuff they're all so keen on. You'd need to ask him, I guess.
Who was she talking to?
No. All I could tell you is that it was a man. She was the one with the raised voice. Mostly drowned him out.
Could it be Mr. O'Meara?
Then she stormed off. I don't know if he followed, but by the time I'd worked myself to a good vantage point, he was gone too. Bloody maze.
Okay, well, I guess that's all.
Is this why she's not been about the last few days?
Well, potentially. I mean, if you knew about it, then you stayed quiet about it.
Varley says she left, but I don't know.
I don't know, but I hope to learn.
Well, if you're gonna be snooping about, it was 8 p.m. they fought. I know because the bar was quiet, with all the Blue Bloods playing bridge.
Okay, so you're saying most of them, or the Blue Bloods being the upper class people, because they do have class assigned to them, were at the bar most likely.
Thank you.
But then, yes, knowing where people were at 8 p.m. will be important. Who was Miss Deane arguing with before she went missing, and why? I can start by ruling out Father Synod and Mr. O'Finn, as they haven't the right by then. And Mr. Doyle, since the information came from him. Walter too, as it was an adult man she fought. I mean, you know, we're very trusting of what people tell us, but let's just go with it. So yeah, we can now do a hypothesis for the trail, because we've concluded that and got a new mystery flowing from it. So let's have a little think. Miss Deane was brought to the Hedge maze by a shadowy figure while a third party watched.
Something guided Miss Deane through the grounds, though I'm not yet sure to where. The whole time they were being watched by the culprit. Can I learn anything useful about the culprit from this?
Well, they clearly can summon some ancient Irish gods. Well, the footprints belong to them.
The extra prints in the hedge maze must belong to the culprit. So now I know they wear a medium-sized boot.
Can I go examine everyone's boots?
I have picked up another fact about the culprit. I wonder if there's anyone I could eliminate as a result. And if not, what investigating can I do to allow me to learn some useful facts about the suspects?
So, in the rooms I visited, they were usually shoes on shoe racks, but I just sort of ignored them because, of course, I'm not going to spend time looking at shoes. But now that might be a useful thing to do. I was led to the hedge maze where Mrs. Deane's trail went gone. What was that thing that led Miss Deane through the maze? Was that a ghost or something else? Yeah, I think it's one of the Irish ghosts that are twice the size of a man. Maybe the staff have heard of it or seen it before, or maybe some of the guests might know. Well, I think actually the druid might know, because that would be something of his belief system. So the new mystery is the haunting. And yes, it's related to the whole Milesian rulers, which she's supposed to be descended from, and yes, research on the old gods who had the Danan. So we have the fight mystery. Some people have been eliminated because they haven't been here, but then we've got the bridge game, which apparently eliminates a bunch of the guests. But then, yes, we have the various residents and also the various other guests that it could have been. So we'll need to discuss that with various people as we go about. There's no water in this one. I just randomly walked into this dead end and there is just a sound coming through this wall. But I can't, like, inspect anything. Can I go around? Ooh. What is going on? What did I just see? Was that real? A giant figure smithing. What could it mean? Yeah, okay, we have to research that in the Book of Gods, and there's a giant anvil here. An old anvil covered in Celtic knotting. Despite its obvious age, it shows no sign of wear or rusting. Its immense size must mean it was only intended for use by whatever it was that I saw using it. Yes, again, the giant gods are out here doing their business. Okay, there's a bridge with stairs here, so we can have a look at the maze as well. It's quite sizable, and there's the chapel and all that. Okay, but while we're out here, what is up with the treasure hunt then? The way this is described about junctions, I think it's more likely to refer to the other garden. Plus it says start in the garden in autumn. So the only mystery is like, what does it mean, the garden in autumn? Also, that door is very loud. Right here we have those junctions like actually being properly dividing the gardens. And we have directions and all that. Just what does autumn mean? Because if we just started from here, it's go east 1, but there it says go north for 3, and we can't go north for 3 from here because we only get 2. So is it more start from the manor? I mean, it could still be referring to the maze and it's just uneven junctions. Or there's some statues here, so it might be to do... Oh, that might be to do with seasons, maybe? A young lady carrying a bushel of flowers, or maybe grass. A person fading spring. Yes, okay, so that's what we're looking for. We're looking for autumn here. She's got some fruit, so she might be autumn. Statue depicts a young woman carrying a harvest of grapes. Of the set, she seems to represent autumn. Okay, so here we are. Here's autumn explained. Okay, so we start here. We start at the autumn, and we go east for 1 junction, so just to here. Then north for 3. So 1, 2, and 3 here. Then west for 2, 1, and 2. And then south for 1. And it says it's kept behind the corner store, which is seen when you face the stairs. Okay, so if I face the stairs, I'm looking there. So does it mean this corner here? Yeah, hiding spot.
This is where the note from Miss Deane's room leads me. If I look in here, then...
A journal?
Found it. A strange book.
A book about an eye staring you in the face.
It feels as though it's staring right through me.
Yep. What's this then? Oscale. The sigil fills me with dread, but then it's overpowered by a sense of ambition. Are these emotions my own, or do they belong to someone else? Despite the modern-looking cover, the pages are old and rough. While they are dry, they smell of peat and moss. I'm not sure what this was written with, but I have a fear it was not ink. Okay. Done. The sigil fills me with a deep sense of sadness and the fear of being trapped. Are these emotions my own, or do they belong to someone else? Okay, more sigils. I can make out some of the Irish letters, but others are unfamiliar to me. Somebody has translated the sigil. Miss Deane, perhaps? The first one means to open, and the second means to close. Okay, so we're actually learning the meaning of the sigils as well, which might come useful later. Why on earth did she have this? Those symbols certainly seem like the ones I've been using. But what is their purpose? Well, I'm sure we will find out in due time. Now that we're kind of done with what we need to do here, we can question Mr. O'Meara about where he's been. You know, does he have an alibi for the time of the argument?
You again?
He says it like he hates seeing me. So, were you at the bridge game? Did you attend the bridge game the other night? Bridge game? That was Tuesday. I did not. No, I was elsewhere. In my room, praying. I imagine, yes, that would have been it, okay. Well, he may have been praying, he may have been doing his angel rituals, or he's lying. You know anything about shadowy figures in here? I saw a shadowy figure stalking the grounds twice, the height of a man. Would that description mean anything to you? It doesn't mean much to me. Angelic beings are creatures of light, radiant and pure. I suppose the natural conclusion would be that you have something less heavenly on your hands. Okay.
I'll be off, Mr. O'Meara.
Fine then.
Don't let me keep you.
I think the druid might have the most to say about the shadowy figure. Yes, then there's a crow.
Another crow?
Someone's looking at us.
Watching the grounds from the Blake residence. That's quite the vantage point, I wonder what secrets he's seen.
But can we talk to him? You know, he's like in some chair, and there was previous mentions of him, you know, not wanting to eat without his father, so he might be unwell after his mother's death, or just always been unwell. So can we get access to him even? Okay, so we're learning that Walter Blake is not even 10 years old, so he's unlikely to have been involved in much himself, unless, yes, he's using magical powers, and then he could have more power to do something. Okay, well, let's find out more about the shadowy figure then, since that's now part of our investigation. So we have options to talk to the druid guy or just go to the library and read. Let's see what our library desk has now on it. So we have a book of Irish gods specifically now. Okay, smithing gods, let's see. We have the goddess Brid, the old Irish goddess of healing, poetry, the heart, smithing, and much else besides. We've got the goddess Anne Kalyak, a goddess, a hag, and diviner whose domains are cold, winds, and winter. Oh, that's the guy for sure. The god Givnu, the ancient Irish god of smithing and hospitality. Yeah, I think that's who we saw. And the goddess Anne Morrigan, the war witch of the Tuatha De Danann, was the goddess of war, wealth, and death. Crows are her symbol. Well, we've had plenty of crows, so she might be here too. I wonder what came of all these gods. Well, apparently they were told to go live underground after they've been tricked. So we've added research of the old gods. Okay, so we've got a bunch of more things added to here. So one god is connected to the crows. Then those gods connected to the anvil. And yes, the hammering giant. And yes, we have to research the fate of the Tuatha De Danann. But we've already did, right? Because we learned that the magical human tribe tricked them. Okay, we can specifically look up the fate of the gods. The Battle of Taltio was a fierce battle fought between the toward the Dunnan and the Milesians that lasted many days, and so both sides using underhanded tactics. Eventually, after too much loss, a truce was reached, and it was agreed that the land would be split evenly between both parties. To show their goodwill, the gods let the Milesians choose their half first, but the Milesians tricked the gods for when it was their time to pick and picked the top half. The gods, true to their word, accepted the deal and moved underground to Tir Nanaug, part of the Otherworld, to live with the Fae. I'm starting to suspect that this game is a trick to get people to learn more about Irish mythology. Look up Tir Nanaug. I can't find anything. It looks like any books on it have been taken away. I should ask around for more information. Research is missing, but yes, we do have a guy here that may tell us more, since he's actually traditional druid. Here's Miss Barbosa, which we also know might be an interesting person to talk to because she's wanted in another country and Miss Deane knew about it. But yes, we're on a research trip right now.
And you're back. What can I do you for?
And we talk about the Fae. What can you tell me about the Fae? Surely you know this yourself. Right, well, in basic terms, they're spirits of the land, or they are the land. People say they can't be trusted or they're tricksy, but that's applying human thinking to them, and you don't want to do that. So it says I should ask around about the Tirna now, but I can't ask him about it even though he seems like the most appropriate person to tell us. But since I've already committed to talking to him, let's see if he's having any strange dreams or know anything about that. Have you had any odd dreams since getting here? Strange dreams? When you say that, I don't recall the dream, but I woke this morning with both the wanting to stay and wanting to get the hell out of this place. Sure, how am I meant to do both? I wouldn't say that's a direct match for the dreams Miss Deane and I had. It's close, but not enough. Okay, well, at least someone who actually wants to discuss it instead of just being like, oh, you want to talk about your weird dreams.
I should go.
Okay, well, he was actually less helpful than I was hoping for him to be. Like, he should know about all of those things that are related to the mythology and all stuff, but right now we can't really question him about it. So we can talk to Miss Barbosa because she's here, but we also still have a key to Miss Quinn's room that we could go there and investigate, but she just has to not be there at the time. So let's see if she's left her room since we last checked, since an hour has passed and they move around on the hour. Okay, let's listen. Someone is still on the other side. She's not gone out yet for the day. Well, since we're here and she's here, let's get acquainted with Miss Barbosa. Let's analyze you. She's got a pin, hand-me-down Irish keepsake, an old brooch in an Irish style, the image of an old oak tree. Foreign fashion mixed with local, either an attempt to blend in or out of practicality. She is wearing local fashion along with what I assume are her usual clothes. Okay, not much to observe on her. Let's talk then.
Hey, don't sneak up on people like that.
How was I sneaking up? I've literally walked for half the atrium.
If you were the porter with my telegram, sure. But no, just some guy getting too close.
Everyone's like, stay away from me.
Who are you anyway?
Oh, I'm just some guy.
Sorry to alarm you, miss. I'm Declan Ward. I'm a late arrival.
Oh, the guy Quinn called out this morning. That must have felt good, yes?
Yeah, all of you staring at me.
I am Ines Barbosa. This place is boring and cold, but the boat over from Brazil was worse, so I won't complain.
So she came all the way from Brazil for this? So what can we talk about? Well, it's the foreign fashion mixed with local. I'm getting the feeling like if she came from Brazil, she might have been expecting it to be warmer, and now she's like wrapping in some shawl because it's like, oh, it's cold in Ireland. You know anything about the bridge game and who was there? Were you at the bridge game on Tuesday? Yes. Darcy taught me how to play. This is how bored I was. Did many attend? Aside for Darcy and I, were the Callahans, Quinn, Lau, Coventry, and this man who owns the place, Blake. Okay, so we've got a few of the people crossed off, although Quinn, Lau, the one of the Callahans are women, so obviously they weren't even under suspicion for that in the first place. What else? You got any strange dreams? Have you experienced any strange dreams since coming here? Just the one dream since coming here, which is odd enough itself, yes. I walk the halls of this place. Well, not these halls. They look similar, but longer, taller. Yes, that's the dream. I try find a way out, a way home, I think, even though I myself will not return to Brazil. There are doors blocking the corridor itself. I had to move something, like light, to unlock them, I think. I do not understand that part. Eventually, I am at the Séance and can go no further. Do you mean something like that? Yeah, exactly like that, actually. Thank you. Another person has experienced the same dream as Miss Deane and I. Can I find 2 more? Okay, he wants to find a very specific number of those people. So, what about the Séance has brought you here? You've come a long way for this event, have I? No, I came a long way to get to Ireland. The event I saw advertised while searching for something else, but it suits my purposes, so I come. Okay, so she didn't come here for the Séance specifically. And do you know anything about Evelyn Deane? Do you know Miss Deane? No more than I know you, but I don't like her. She knows too much. What business it is of hers to know so much? She is like a spy or a thief. Or maybe she has spies and thieves in her employ. Yeah, well, I'm about to ask you about some of that as well. Whatever the case, she's a sneak to be watched. Well, I am also a sneak. So about them setting things on fire, I found this. I thought you might want it before anyone else sees it. How'd you get this? Did you break into Deane's room? Does that matter? I suggest you take it and dispose of it before anyone else sees it. You are right, of course. She told me she had it, tried to make use of it over me. She must have seen the fire in my eyes because she left me and has avoided me since. It is a foolish keepsake. I was an idiot to take it. I was captured, taken by the man who killed my mother. I don't know his plans for me, and I had no intention in finding out. And so I started a fire. I would rather have died in a blaze than let him choose my fate. But maybe my mother was watching over me, because the way the fire went, I was able to escape instead. My captor and his crew were not so lucky, and good for them. I had no plan, I was lost. By the time I got to Rio, my face was on posters, so maybe not all of his people burned. A shame. That is when I decided it was time to leave Brazil. I go to the port a few hours later. There was posters there too, so I took one before I left. A souvenir. A stupid, dangerous souvenir. I hope that was a one-time thing. The fire, Tim, it was just that one time. Good. I implore you to keep it that way. Otherwise, I will bring you in myself. Understood? Understood. Okay, well, at least she's got a story to go with it, not just randomly setting people on fire, we think. So where did you get your shawl then? I've noticed you're picking out some of the local fashion. I left in a hurry and packed light. What would you have me to freeze? Well, I just wanted to talk about it. You notice any strange occurrences in the manor? I suppose I will confess to you that the footprints seem strange. When it rains, sometimes I see footsteps on the floors. But never coming from the outside, they're always leaving. I assume somebody has turned around for something, but still, it is strange. She's at least more open about things happening. But right now, we have no...
If you see that lazy porter, tell him I want my telegram.
Right now, we have not much to go on about in terms of how she is involved, potentially. Especially that we're looking for a man. But talking to her has eliminated a few people as the attendants, Dr. Callahan, Mr. Coventry, and Marquez Blake. So everyone else was somewhere else. Well, I think Mr. Toussaint is currently in his room. That's where he said he was going after we've dealt with him. Unfortunately, we don't have an option to knock on people's rooms and ask them to come out, so that's not available. So we have a few people we can discuss this here now with. One of them is Mr. Dupree, so we can go outside and do that. And others are characters we haven't yet acquainted ourselves with. He's still hanging out here, waiting for the woman that's not coming because it takes her 2 hours to get her key.
Hello again, my friend.
So, you know anything about this? Have you heard about Tir na now? I have. The old Irish underworld serves as home to the gods, realm of the Fae, and sometimes an afterlife for mortal folk. I still don't understand why I couldn't ask the druid about this, but okay. He's not even from here. It is both geographical and ageographical in that it is said to be under Ireland, but also an island off to the southwest. Many stories exist of heroes sailing there on Imrams, voyages that transcend the physical rules of the sea. Well, thanks for that.
I've taken enough of your time.
Not at all, Mr. Ward.
But that means we have to figure out who the other people are. But because it's still kind of early morning, many of them are not yet available for us to talk to. Many people still seem to be in their rooms. So, other things we have is Mrs. Barbosa is waiting for a telegram, and apparently we can retrieve it. I wonder if that's in the telegram room, or do we have to find the porter? Because obviously he was in the hedge maze, but then once we stopped talking to him, he's disappeared again. Anything here? There is some strips of paper coming out. Okay, nothing comes out of the telegram if we just interact with it, which means we have to find something. Oh, there is a fallen telegram letter on the floor now. It seems somebody lost this transcription. It's addressed to Miss Barbosa. Okay, what we were looking for then? Can we read it before we give it to her? Oh, she was looking for information on her father. Okay, but we can't actually read it ourselves. Okay, well, let's go give it to her and that will maybe advance some things for us. I found your telegram.
More questions?
No, stuff you asked for, you know, be nicer. I was going by the telegraph room and this was waiting for you. I thought I'd bring it to you. You did not read it, I hope. Maybe. Let me see. Damn it. Is everything alright? Fine. It's fine. My time in Brazil had come to an end. What does one do in that case? Well, my father was from here, so it made sense to come this way. In truth, I do not care much for your ghost stories. We have plenty back home, but this hotel, it has a lot of records for this area, so I come. This event suits me. If I came here alone, I would be main attraction, yes. Now, I'm just one more who plays drums in the carnival. There are so many, nobody pays attention. I am researching everything I can find about the area. Census data, birth records, immigration records. Your people have badly kept records. My room is full of this stuff, but can I find a thing on him? Aye, this is a foolish thing. I know only his first name, Shay, and when he left this country in 1864, like so many others. Okay, so she's looking for her father, but then that doesn't really give us anything more right now. Okay, so they want us to learn Miss Barbosa's father's real name. So is it off to the library again? Can we do better research than her? Okay, nothing has appeared on our things. However, Mary Blake might be a bit more relevant now because she was the wife of the current Marquess and mother of William, and if we're gonna talk to him later, it might be relevant. Information on Mary Blake. After her marriage to Jonathan Blake, the Marquess of Doon in 1881, she gained the title of Marchioness. Marchioness Blake established the Blake Foundation in 1890. Through the foundation, the Marchioness constructed and founded several orphanage, ragged schools, and widows' almshouses in impoverished rural towns and villages across Connaught. The Marchioness committed much of Blake's fortune to the foundation and organized fundraising events across Ireland and Great Britain. She spent her free time teaching English in one of the foundation's local schools and privately funded the university education of over 40 pupils. Marchioness Blake took up a position of philanthropist and charity worker, acting as a pillar of her community and the very image of a God-fearing woman until her death in 1894. Okay, was it... I mean, we know it was some sort of accident, but I'm like, was it an accident or was it on purpose? So this might be Miss Barbosa's research here on this table, if it's about the local area and Connaught ancestry. Various books detailing historical land ownership in this region. Okay, and maps. Map of Ireland and one of Connaught, the region this hotel sits in. Some sections are carefully marked out. Someone was looking into something. We can check on meal times in the dining room, so other times we will be able to come here and have meals with people, you know, have a nice conversation, steal their stuff, as we do. So breakfast is 9 to 10, lunch 1 to 2. Dinner is Saturday from 7 to 8, but dinner Sunday is 8 to 9. it's silent, so we won't be able to talk to people. Okay, so we have half an hour to make it to meals. We don't have to show up on the hour. But other than that, dining room is closed and we can't just enter. We can go to the stables now, so we can talk to the groundskeeper, Mr. Hunter. So here's the stables. Here's another one of those angels. A little patio area. Hi, horsey. You can pet the horsey, but it will take a minute. I think there was a ghost in the back there, but it's kind of disappeared as I walked by, but there was a noise and there was like a red glimpse as I was walking past. There's a carriage. A screwdriver? Yes. Might be useful for gaining access to certain areas in the hotel, should it come to that. Well, I know where I'm taking that. There is a safe here. A piece of paper at the top. Looks like a message from a supplier. They're expecting a delivery on Saturday at 9 a.m. Another person has noted it should take them a few hours to move it all into the basement. Okay, so that may imply that for a few hours on Sunday morning the basement will be open. Or no one's gonna be here, something about that. So we've got a timeline. Yeah, delivery starts at the stables at the final hour. Yeah, so we'll see what that brings. There's a clipboard, record kept by the stable master on the horse's health. Okay, nothing too helpful. Yes, there's a safe, but we're not gonna do anything about that because we don't know the combination. There's also broken stable doors. Old stall doors, badly damaged. It's nothing useful right now, but it might be something that comes up, like who's been destroying the stables, evil spirits. And yes, recently someone pulled out away in a carriage, but there was a carriage tour of the grounds, right? So that could be it. We've got something under this door, a piece of paper, but it doesn't seem like you can pick it up. And nothing here around the corner. A tree. There's a door to the basement here. Currently they're closed, but I assume yes, based on that note, they will be open at the time of the delivery. So yes, that's when we may want to sneak in, although obviously someone could see us, so we'll have to be careful about that. Anyway, there were some things we could discuss with this guy, but let's analyze him first. Silk scarf is fine. Blue scarf seems at odds with the rest of his attire. Yes, silk scarf would be an expensive piece of clothing, and if he's just like a groundskeeper. Outdoor working clothes, sturdy working clothes, and well worn in. He must spend a lot of time outside. Scent of oats and sugar. I suspect he's got treats for the horses in his pockets. Okay. Not too much. Well, I can ask him what he's been doing.
You guessed. You made your way here without my help, then?
Do I need help?
I did. You'll be the stable master, I take it.
Aye, groundsman too. I trust your trip was a pleasant one.
I've had worse. The roads out here are more robust than back east. Pleased to meet you. What should I call you?
Ah, no, a conversationalist. I wasn't expecting that. If I'm spoken to as late as about that damn seance.
Well, I was probably going to ask you about it too, but fine. I guess you don't wanna.
Hunter, sir. Darrah Hunter. I'm pleased to meet you too, though I didn't get your name.
It's Declan Ward. You're against the séance, then?
No, not really. I just worry about her getting hurt. Them, you, the guests, I mean.
Whose hair? That was a slip, right? You know, whose hair?
Anyway, Mr. Ward, what can I do for you?
Well, what do you know about Evelyn Deane? Have you met Miss Deane? I have. Oh, doesn't do well to speak ill of the guest. Was she a frequent visitor to the manor? Can't say for sure, but in the 3 years I worked here, it was my first time meeting her. Yes, I think the manager also said that was first time. And the last, I expect. But why the last? Tell me all the dirt. You don't have to be shy. You know anything about this shadowy figure? Have you ever seen a large figure much larger than a man roaming the manor grounds? I've seen it. In the corner of the eye. Or sometimes it's just a feeling of being watched. There's something there, sure enough. My guess, it's not a ghost, maybe the spirit of a giant, some guide folk perhaps. or something more. The old Irish gods once walked the spires, though I don't know much about that. Might the library have something of use? You know about the bridge game, although we already know who was there, so I'm not sure we need to ask him that. What about Walter Blake? You know how we can get access to him? What do you know of Walter Blake? The young master? He's a good lad. I take him for walks around the grounds from time to time, but he doesn't talk much. I'm told he's been quiet since the carriage accident that killed his mother and maimed him. Okay, so they were together and they were in an accident. Before my time, all that. But he does like to go through her maze when I have him out. Misses her something awful, the poor lad. Okay, so sometimes they're out in the maze, but we don't know when. Well,
I'll be off.
Right now, I have a screwdriver and I'm going to use it because I want to know what's in the vent, and that may lead us further into more mysteries. Don't mind me, I'm just here to do some stuff. Yes, let me in the vent. Unscrew. Alright, let's see what's hiding behind this. A piece of paper, parchment. Invitation.
It's a letter. Crumpled but readable. To Miss Evelyn Deane. We have never met, but I know who you are. What you are.
What you are. They invite her
Where
here.
does magic come so easily to you, yet you struggle with reaching your full potential? I know you've been asking this for a long time, and I have the answers. There's a séance being held on October 31st at Blake Manor in Connemara. Believe me when I say it will change your life forever.
Okay, someone lured her here.
There you can unlock your true potential, your true destiny.
Are they trying to transform her into something as part of the séance?
Power is for the deserving, Evelyn. Do you deserve it? It isn't signed.
Of course it isn't signed. You're gonna do terrible things to people, don't sign the letter. Okay, so we can now hypothesize about her attendance, because yes, she was lured here, it seems. Okay, let's think about it. Miss Deane attended because an invite promised information about her ancient power. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Well, I think it's still an invite. Promise information about her powerful Milesian ancestors. I know what happened here.
Someone invited Miss Deane to the manor. Someone who knew about her Milesian lineage. They also seem to believe that she is a wellspring of magical potential. I've known people who are happy to exploit the skills of others. Did Miss Deane's mysterious correspondent really help her from the goodness of their heart?
No, I do assume it was a trap of some sort.
Or rather, what were they getting out of it for themselves? Can I learn anything about the culprit from this?
Well, presumably they know Miss Deane, right? They know of her at least.
That seems unlikely. Their entire message is built on intrigue and trust. If she met them, and it was somebody she knew, it could be enough to chase her away.
Yeah, well, depends on their relationship, but okay, that's not it. But then the inverse is true, they don't know her.
This is likely true. They admit they are a stranger, and that is certainly true. Their entire message is built on intrigue and trust. If she met them, and it was somebody she knew, it could be enough to chase her away. Given that, I am looking for somebody with no prior history with Miss Deane.
Okay.
I have picked up another fact about the culprit.
So actually never met before.
I wonder if there's anyone I could eliminate as a result.
So, few people we can. The achievement for that is girls just want to have fun. There are actually people we can. We know Mr. O'Meara, they had a history, right? He proposed and she rejected him, so that makes him out. Mr. Hunter did not know her. Mrs. Barbosa did not know her. Mr. Dupre also. Okay, so it did only eliminate Mr. O'Meara for now, but that's another one for us to exclude then from our list. Well, apparently we still need more about Irish mythology, so I think more sessions in the library it is, to see if we can advance that one any further. Is there more in the Irish mythology book for us to look up? Look up giants? Irish mythology has its share of giants, but none so noteworthy as Finn McCool, bearer of the Fam of Knowledge and leader of the legendary band of warriors, the Diana. Theon has many tales attributed to him. The formation of the Giant's Causeway, the creation of the Isle of Man, and Loch Ness, and the battling of many mythological foes. There are some who believe him to be the demigod, the descendant of Macbul, the last king of Fuad the Danan. Okay, we've learned a bit more. Okay, so this is now connecting the various branches that were created here before. But apparently we still need to ask more people about the tier than now, but those people are not available to us right now. So I guess we will see more people about maybe once it's time's ticked over to 11. And so we're gonna get into it next time. We did see some spooky things this time and learned that, yes, there was someone who was using magical powers to lure Miss Deane away. So can we find this person? Can we find out what they want? We'll see. Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. What do you think happened and who you think is the most suspicious so far? If you enjoy my content, consider liking or subscribing. Thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon on another adventure.